Today's morning show is being brought to you by
at Golden Nugget Laughlin. Experience a new kind of reward. Sign up for the 24 Karat Select Club today.
Well, good Friday morning to you all. It is the end of a long week and the start of a long weekend for many of you. So we hope you will enjoy this upcoming Labor Day weekend. We have a lot in the show ahead. We have, of course, a lot of news, and we have all kinds of stuff prepared. But before we do any of that, it is time to say good morning to Chad.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited for the long weekend, and I am excited for this long week to finally be over later tonight because we have the event.
Oh, yes, we do. And it'll be a long night.
It'll be something.
It
It'll be a great event for everybody out there that watches it.
Yes, that is true. And good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
You will be part of that long event tonight too.
Oh yeah, I'll be there a couple hours before my host will be there. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Everybody knows I'm constantly fixing my hair or something. But anyway, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
See, Joe's fixing his hair.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a really eventful
Thank
day
you.
today, that's for sure.
See, that's a real team player right there. Didn't leave me hanging.
That's funny.
That is funny. Speaking of teams and team players, before we talk any more about the Big River Bowl tonight, I want to say congratulations to our Laughlin Cougars. They had a very, very impressive win last night, 38-6, I believe, over Mountain View Christian from up in Henderson. So these pictures actually were, I hate to use this word, stolen from our town manager, Brian Paulson. Actually, he put them out there because he was very proud of our Cougars, and we are too, so we hope that town manager Paulson doesn't mind that we're sharing his post here, but good job. The guys are looking great, and we hopefully will be visiting with the Cougars and their coach soon. And High School Sports Spotlight. Can you believe it? It's already that time.
Oh, I know. And you know what else is coming up?
What is coming up?
NFL football picks.
Yes.
Lots of stuff going on with TV2, so.
Oh, I know. I'm excited about that.
I am too. I think I'm going to do good this year.
Good. I think I'm going to win, but okay.
Well, I mean, everybody thinks that every year.
Yeah, I know. And then when you're like last, it's like,
hey, I've worked my way up from last up to first place before, so I think it's
good
possible.
for you. Yeah. What was I last? I don't know. Second
Chris,
or third.
do you have those graphics handy? Last year's?
You guys give me a second.
Oh, okay.
I have them, I just don't
We can review last year's scores, but whatever.
Yeah. We always try to improve.
Absolutely. You know, but I have to say, though, the year before, maybe 2 years ago, I won, and then, like, last year, I did not nearly as well as I wanted to.
Oh.
Which would have been winning again, of course.
Oh, see, I thought I was better than I really was.
Delusions of grandeur.
Correct.
Week 22 was the last one, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's the last one I see on file. Huh.
Oh, Chris, you can participate this year.
I don't think so. Maybe I could. I'll think about it.
Oh, no. You are.
All right, Phil.
You and Joe.
All right, fine.
Okay.
That's funny.
And our amazing fans will still have the opportunity to go online and register their picks.
Have a prize.
I agree.
I'm making that statement right now, so you can refer back to this video, August 30th, 2019. I am saying right now that whoever wins, our overall winner, gets a prize. But wait, how do we determine that?
I mean, we track the fans already, if you're talking about fan-wise or if you're talking about main participants.
Yeah.
But if you're talking fan-wise, we do track them, but the problem is not everybody submits them every week.
Well, then they're out.
Well, they could still, if they have like 7 spectacular 7-0 weeks, then yeah, they could still win, but it's going to get more difficult if they miss any.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. But we can track them individually. That's right, we do, because we
the
always
7
put up
and
our
out.
list of the ones who are,
The location
Yeah.
and name, yeah.
yeah, okay. So, I don't know, what would be a good prize? We'll think about it. Give us some suggestions.
Yeah, feel free.
I know you're going to say tickets, but that might be a little out of our
Oh.
realm.
Tickets to our live studio audience.
Right.
Joe, you failed.
I know,
Some piece
man.
of paraphernalia from their favorite team, maybe, like a team football or...
Backstage pass.
What?
A backstage pass to our show.
No, yes, that's it. Well, we'll come up with something in any event. Hey,
And it'll be great.
we promise that. You heard it from me, and you heard it from Chad, so that's it. And I'm sure the guys back there concur as well. But we'll have a good prize, I promise. Wow, so have you guys been following the Florida hurricane, the impending hurricane, rather?
A little bit.
Yeah, so they're saying it's now a Category 3, and it is projected to intensify into a Category 4, and I believe I just printed out the most recent, I'm sorry, I apologize, it is a Category 2 as of 8 a.m. this morning, but will intensify later today into a Category 3, and it could potentially be a Category 4 when it takes aim on Central Florida.
Now, I know you mentioned it before, but do you, maybe at some point, maybe you could go over what the different categories, like what it has to do to get to the next category, if you know?
Okay, well, I know that, you know, when they form out in the ocean, they form as a tropical depression.
Oh, yeah.
And then once they reach 35 mile per hour, that's the depression. And then it's a storm at 50 miles per hour, correct? Right?
pulling it up
50
so I
to
can have it.
74. And then 74 is a Category 1. Oh, you have a chart right
I just
here.
found it too,
Oh,
and I was like, wow,
okay.
you're doing really good.
Yeah,
'cause I was just
74.
reading it.
Right. Okay, so that's it right there. The Saffir-Simpson scale, of course.
So
And-
it's still considered minor until it reaches Category 3?
Let me tell you something, okay? A Category 1, it depends, it all depends on the storm surge. It depends on how fast a storm moves, because if you have a slow mover, you can have a Category 1 hurricane that can completely decimate really an area. The winds, sure, are a very big portion of a hurricane, where you see roofs being ripped off and stuff, but it's the storm surge and the rainfall that is what causes the most damage. Obviously, I mean, floods. We
flooding,
know about
yeah.
flash floods here. We know how devastating they can be. So I know it happened was Hurricane Harvey in Houston, where they didn't see the sun for like 20 days.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, it just kept pouring and pouring and pouring, and that was a combination of things. It wasn't just the hurricane, but they had other storms that were in the area, and it just didn't stop raining, and it was absolutely a disaster area. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a minor event if it's a Category 1 hurricane. Superstorm Sandy was not even a hurricane by the time she wreaked havoc in New York and New Jersey there. So
It
it's
surprises me that literally for it to elevate in status as far as categories go for a hurricane, the rain has nothing to do with it. And you're absolutely correct. It's crazy.
it's based
to
on
me.
wind speed, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know how they determine the wind speed, right?
By one of those little Dopplers.
No, they fly into it.
I'm sorry, they what?
They fly into the eye wall.
They have
Oh,
special
wow.
aircrafts for
Yes.
that, yeah. They're really...
I wouldn't fly my drone into it.
Well, No, I don't think your drone would survive that. It's a highly specialized aircraft that
Probably a very expensive.
manned aircraft.
Are you kidding me?
There it is.
Oh my gosh.
Nice, beautiful dish under it. Or actually, it's
I
like
would not want that job.
I've actually read people who love it, and they love to see the eye because you know that in the
of the
eye,
storm, yeah.
it's peaceful and
It's
calm.
the most calm you'll see.
Right, you'll see the sun, and
I don't know. That's like saying I want to get into the eye of a tornado. I don't think. Close enough.
yeah, Twister's as close as you
Yeah.
get, right?
Hey, and that was a great experience, and because it was a movie and I wasn't actually there.
Right, and the special effects were top notch.
For its time.
Yes, right. That's right.
Wait, about top notch. For some reason, my grandfather and I were looking at the new Godzilla movie on our Apple TV, and we got so far into it, we started watching trailers. Well, after the next trailer, after trailer, after trailer, we were getting into the Godzilla movies in every different country, and it was just a whole different vibe. It was really weird.
Oh,
Really?
going from high budget to lower budget?
Yeah, it was just weird. It was just, they're all trying to do the same concept, but it was like mind blowing to see how they could do a movie like that.
It's impressive how many editions there are of Godzilla movies, seeing as they all pretty much have the same plot, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
all
so.
130 of them do.
I feel like there's more than that, to be honest.
Moving on to something less exciting. So, apparently, ladies and gentlemen, all of us who reside here in the tri-state, we are in what the CDC has declared the hot zone for the West Nile virus. Yes.
It's freaky.
I mean, we've been telling you, of course, that Clark County has declared an outbreak. Are you ready for this number?
Not quite, but I want to hear it.
1 in 5 mosquitoes in Clark County has the West Nile virus.
How many,
Hundreds of thousands of millions of billions are there.
wow.
So,
Oh, and that's a great graphic.
yes, and most of those cases in Arizona, because we've been trying to get the actual counts for Mojave County, but most of those cases that are reported there in Arizona were in Maricopa County and in Yuma. So the ones in California were in the Coachella Valley. And of course, the 28 that we have here in Clark County. Although I heard that there was 29 as of this morning, so I don't know if that's true or not. But
This one's as of the 22nd.
okay, yeah, I heard that there was another one reported, which doesn't surprise me at all. I'm surprised it's one, and I hate to say that, but the good news, if there is any, is that they think next year will be less active because they believe that the birds who are infected this year will have developed an immunity toward this particular strain, and therefore it won't be such an issue. But with that being said, with of course Labor Day weekend coming up, once again, please use precautions. You're going to be hanging out by your pool in your backyard, and you might want to sit by a fire pit or something and enjoy the long weekend. Please use insect repellent. Please get rid of stagnant water, and I know it's 110 degrees, but wear long light layers,
Yeah,
especially at night.
They can be thin, but at least you're protecting yourself that way. And bug repellent is always great too, like the candles and stuff.
Yes.
I don't know if I believe those little bungee cord bracelets
I don't
work
think
that
so.
well. So
I know, but somebody will say yes, they work. So I don't know. And then other people have like their own natural remedies they use, and a lot of people use lemon oil and eucalyptus.
I
and
eat a lot of garlic.
yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But anyway, just take precaution there. So
But if you eat a lot of garlic, you won't just have the mosquitoes avoiding you.
that's right. You might just repel everyone.
Wow.
I know. So, do you have any other plans for Labor Day weekend?
Well, I have a few projects I'm working on.
Uh-huh.
I know at some point I was doing this thing with the church, and I've got to get back down there, and I don't know when we're going to do it, but we need to finish that up. And then I have a friend that's in the hospital right now, so I'm going to probably be visiting him a lot and taking his wife back and forth, stuff like that.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. You know, you often mention hiking and things of that nature.
Yo, nice.
Would you ever consider going to an adult camp?
Like
An
Burning
overnight
Man?
camp? Because I found this to be so. I'm not an outdoorsy person. Go figure.
Would you go glamping?
No, because I mean, if I'm going to go, I'm going to go. I think that glamping is that's stupid. You know, if you're gonna go, do it, right? It's just get me to go.
I like to be able to say I went camping, but if I had a full functioning bathroom and a TV and stuff, I'd be okay with that.
I don't know. I think it's nice to get out there and be one with nature.
For about an hour and a half.
Right. But this actually, this sounded interesting to me. I don't know if it would appeal to any of you out there, but Clark County Parks and Recreation, well, they're presenting the Camp Lee Canyon Camp for adults.
Is it like summer camp?
It is. Adults 21 and over can get the summer camp experience September 28th and 29th. You can enjoy all the activities and amenities you did as a child. I never went to camp.
I did.
Oh, I didn't. While escaping to cooler temperatures and the rustic scenery of the spring mountains.
Huh.
So activities include hiking, archery, high ropes challenge course, arts and crafts, mountain biking, and s'mores by campfire. I kind of am sold just by the whole campfire with s'mores.
That's my, going to the bonfires and the campfires. That was
Yeah.
always my favorite part of camping as a kid. And I used to go
missed out.
pretty often.
Like a sleepaway camp?
Yeah, oh yeah, like it was usually long weekend camps like that I went to. I went to Camp Keep. Every kid in the 5th grade in California usually goes to a thing called Camp Keep. And it's basically, instead of going to school for a full week, you go with your class to, like I went to the one at Morro Bay, and you stay in cabins, and you have like a cafeteria where you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You go on nature hikes, and it's educational. They have free time. It's a blast for a 5th grader, and you get to be like on your own, it feels like, for a solid week, and you get to miss school.
Oh, of course. Oh, wow.
And your teacher goes with you and everything. I don't know if they still do it, but when I was a kid, they did.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's a different thing. That to me, that's like, you're not just sending your kid arbitrarily to some camp that's like 3 states away, and they're going to meet just new friends. And not saying that that's a bad thing. It's not. It's not. It's just, I think it's much different when it's a school-sponsored thing, and they're with people that they know and trust, and
Or like
Look at me.
a well-respected organization that
Right.
plans. Like I also went with CFW, which is an organization all over California, and they would have weekend camps like during Labor Day, and we would go to Cambria, and I loved going to Cambria. I had my first espresso there.
How old were you?
Junior high.
Oh, that's funny. That would be my kind of camp if I ever went.
Well, there's a cafe at the beach that you could walk to, and oh my gosh, so much fun. Boogie boarded for the first time.
Did you guys ever go back there?
To camp?
Yeah.
My camps were different. Mine were competitions. I went to competitions. I think I've mentioned that, where I went for photography and videos. So no, I didn't do camp, but my camp was in a hotel with a really fun experience.
Right.
Well, ours was cabins.
Oh.
No,
How about
you, Joe? Yeah.
Well, I just remember my 5th grade summer science camp or something like that.
That's like what I went to.
Oh,
Was
it's
it
the
Camp
same
Keep?
thing. Yeah, like kayaking, archery.
Oh, we didn't do that or that.
Little.
That's a little advanced.
Yeah, I know. Something to keep me out of the house, right?
Hey, Chris, pull up campkeep.org.
That's funny. No, my only experience with camp was I was a supervisor, I think, when I was 22 for a week, and it was a great experience because it was a setting, a rural setting. Well, nothing in Rhode Island's rural. Let's tell the truth. It was actually right near the Atlantic Ocean, and about 3 minutes from the nearest supermarket and Burger King. But to get the kids out of inner city Providence, children who really didn't have anything, they didn't have money. I mean, they're inner city kids, and these kids were sent to this camp by the city, and it gave them an experience that they probably wouldn't have been afforded had this program not been available. And it was great because they taught them a lot of team building skills and a lot of fun stuff, and most of it was water related too. So, but that was my only experience with camp. But the reason I brought all of this up was, again, it's because this camp, which is happening at the end of next month right here in Clark County, has all of this stuff, and it's only $99 a person. So that's I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. But the one thing that it doesn't say is that it says equipment rental, guide services, and food are included. So does it mean you actually stay like in a tent?
Or cabins, like little cabins.
It doesn't say that there are cabins though.
I mean,
So is it
it's
one
probably
night?
at a campground site with the cabins for events like this, I would bet. Does it say where it's at?
Camp Lee Canyon.
Oh, well, do you want me to go back?
I'm pulling it up right now so we can have,
I'm telling you, it's almost tempting.
Tara, I would go if you went.
Oh, you wouldn't go.
I mean, I'd go for the day.
Well, that's what it sounds like. It's just a one-day thing.
It's a 2-day.
It's got
thing.
cabins.
Oh, okay, so it is a 2-day thing.
Can you pull up my computer, Chris, on there?
And so if
I
they
can
do have
try.
cabins, I think that's great. I mean,
Do you
so if
see that?
anyone is interested in that.
See, they have the cabins right here.
Oh yeah, $99. That's cheap. I'm sorry. I think that's great.
Oh, no, that's way
Whoa,
too far.
that's up close. It was beautiful, though. Cute cabin. You see how cute that cabin was? Okay, I'm coming back to you.
Okay. Yeah, so that's Camp Lee Canyon, so that was cool.
Oh.
They
well,
have a rec hall, director's office, manager's quarters, which we wouldn't get to see.
well,
we are
Oh, they have
meeting.
archery too.
well, that's what it
Joe?
says. It's included. Hiking, archery, high ropes challenge course, arts and crafts, mountain biking, and s'mores by campfire. You know what? I might be going.
All right,
Just for the
we're
s'mores.
down.
Really?
Is there an age requirement?
21, so no, you guys can't go.
Oh, wait, is it after my birthday?
It is after your birthday.
Yeah, my
Okay, then I'm
birthday too.
coming.
So everybody can go except
Yay.
Joe.
Hey, wait, no, wait. When is it? Like June or something, right?
Yeah, but you're not
Like-
21.
3 weeks from now.
3 weeks from now?
Yes,
Are
the
you
end of
serious?
next month.
So
Oh,
I might
geez.
slip. It might. Wouldn't it suck if it was like a day before my birthday?
No, it's not. It's after your birthday.
We would make you a fake ID, Chris. We'd get you in. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding.
Yeah, I don't think they'd mind.
Joe.
But you know who would mind? All of our viewers, if we don't get to our pet of the week and follow that by the weather, because we have a lot of news to get to too. So why don't we take a look at our Silver Rider pet of the week?
Alrighty. On the end of your desk.
Oh, I do have it. All right. Let's look at our first little boy here.
Sorry, you're rushing Joe back here.
Yeah.
Okay, should we come back to it?
No,
No,
he's
no.
got it. He's ready.
Okay.
Friday? Wait. What? It's not safe.
Sorry, no, he doesn't have it.
Okay,
Well,
so
I
let's
don't-
do weather. Just I might have forgot to hit export on the queue. It
No,
might
it might
be my
be
fault.
on the.
No, you just don't have it.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
we
no.
will take a look at weather.
Yeah, sorry, that's my fault. I forgot to hit the export button or start button or whatever. Alrighty, and the weather yesterday, the official high was 112 degrees in Laughlin and Bullhead City. Kingman got up to 99, Searchlight reached 100. This morning we had a low of 84 degrees. Although when I was driving in it said 87, which is pretty warm for the morning time. Looking around the area, we have a high in Las Vegas of 109, 84 in Flagstaff, 110 in Phoenix, 87 in Los Angeles, and here in Laughlin and Bullhead City, 113 degrees. Looking over at Mesquite, we have a high of 109, 103 in Searchlight, 111 in Lake Havasu City, 89 in Prescott, and 101 in Kingman, Arizona.
And are we ready for our pet of the week or no? No.
That's a no.
They
That's
probably
enough.
need a few minutes, so we could do it later.
Okay, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to head on into a quick break. And when we come back, we'll just go right into the news, I think. Yeah, we'll do that.
By Fort Mojave Dental, the best place for the best smile in the tri-state area. Kind and caring staff will help you feel better about your smile. Call them today at 928-758-8887 or check them out online at sugarbug.com.
Have you been thinking about relocating your existing business or even starting a new business? Laughlin Town Center is now under new ownership. Suites are available from 800 to over 2,000 square feet. The Laughlin Town Center is adjacent to the Needles Highway. An abundance of potential customers driving by every day, and there's plenty of parking along with well-manicured trees and shrubs surrounding the property. An absolutely awesome opportunity for your future. Call Mary Ellen Viraldi at 702-298-6542.
Mary and Shirley
Breast
both
cancer
need
awareness
oxygen.
classes.
Shirley lost her freedom the day she went on oxygen, but Mary has the ultra
And I've also
compact
had a gift
Inogen
shop.
1 G4
I had the
oxygen
Christmas
concentrator
a
from Inogen.
store and
It's the
many other
smallest and
things
lightest model we've ever
that has
made.
gone on at the Comfort
So she'll
Zone.
always have the oxygen she needs anytime,
And just
anywhere.
like I say, at the
sooner
Comfort
you call,
Zone, we
the
do
sooner you
more
can
than
reclaim
just
the freedom
sit there
independence
and
you
just
deserve.
talk to people.
Call now for your
They come
30-day
in, they need
risk-free
help,
trial.
they
Call
need financial help.
800-371-3730.
But
That's
I think that the
800-371-3730.
Today's news is brought to you by Electrum Internet. Smart Internet, smart choice. Visit them online at electruminternet.com or give them a call at 888-600-2450. Electrum Internet. Sign up today. And now, the Tri-State News.
And welcome back. It was a scary afternoon for some Kingman residents on Wednesday as they were evacuated from their homes for safety after a subject police were seeking barricaded himself inside his Louise Avenue home with a firearm. Kingman police say that earlier in the day, officers had responded to a residence in the 1700 block of Airfield Avenue regarding a domestic disturbance. During the disturbance, it is alleged that 28-year-old Aaron Alfonso Cota forced entry into the home, brandished a handgun, and made ongoing threats to do harm to family members. He then fled before officers arrived. Officers attempted to locate Cota, and about 5:30 p.m. they discovered that he'd returned to his home in the 2400 block of Louise Avenue. Upon arrival, officers learned that Cota was making suicidal statements and they heard a shot fired. Police immediately cordoned off a portion of the road and safely helped residents out of neighboring homes. It was determined that Cota actually fired several rounds inside of the home, but at 6 p.m. he exited the residence and police took him into custody without further incident. Cota was arrested on felony charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault, forcible entry, burglary, first degree, 3 counts each of endangerment and disorderly conduct with a weapon, and threatening and intimidating. He was booked into the Mojave County Jail, and police say that they do believe alcohol might have been a factor. Louise Avenue was blocked off for approximately 1 hour. Another week and another drug bust for the Lake Havasu City Police and the Mojave Area General Narcotics Enforcement Team. Over the past several months, detectives from Lake Havasu City's Special Investigations Unit, which is part of Magnet, had been investigating subjects believed to be selling heroin and methamphetamine from a residence in the 3000 block of Irwin Lane. At approximately 4:45 on Tuesday afternoon, a search warrant was executed at that residence by members of the Lake Havasu City PD's SWAT team and their special investigation units. The search yielded several grams of heroin, half an ounce of methamphetamine, and narcotic pills. In addition, numerous items of drug paraphernalia, including items commonly associated with the sale of illegal drugs and proceeds from such sales, were also discovered. And as a result, 2 subjects were arrested. 24-year-old Taylor J. Merrick and 38-year-old Jason Drew were both charged with possession of heroin for sale, possession of meth for sale, possession of narcotics, and possession of paraphernalia. Drew was held on a $15,000 bond and then transferred to the custody of Mojave County Sheriff's Office. Merrick was released on a $2,500 bond. September is National Preparedness Month, and Clark County officials are reminding residents about resources available to help them prepare for emergencies of all types. Citing the California earthquake that also rattled most of us here, Clark County Fire Department Deputy Chief John Steinbeck said that it is imperative to realize that emergencies can happen anytime and anywhere, and disaster preparedness begins at home. He went on to say that everyone should create an emergency supply kit that gets refreshed at least once a year and contains basic need items for you and your family for up to 10 days, including medication and pet supplies. The top hazards identified by emergency managers in southern Nevada are communicable diseases, wildfire, flooding, earthquakes, and extreme heat. Power outages also can happen sporadically, and officials say that the key steps for emergency preparedness include creation of a disaster supply kit, having an emergency plan, and staying informed via local media and alerts. More information about emergency preparedness is available on the county's website at www.clarkcountynv.gov. And residents are also encouraged to download the free Southern Nevada Community Preparedness app on their smartphones to receive weather alerts, safety tips, and other useful information. And that app can be downloaded from the Emergency Management website page. The county also recently produced TV public service announcements about both emergency preparedness and another one that was created in collaboration with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. So on behalf of the county, we are sharing this important message about how you can help your community by being alert and responsive if something just doesn't seem quite right.
The threat of terror may be real, but alert citizens can save lives. At Southern Nevada's Fusion Center, multiple police and partnering agencies work round the clock to prevent crime. Citizen calls to the local See Something, Say Something hotline come here.
Everyday people living and working in our community are critical in our fight against crime and terrorism. If you see something that doesn't look right or feel right, trust your instincts.
Be ready to report who or what you saw, where you saw it, and what made the activity suspicious. If you see something, say something. The threat of terror may be real, but alert citizens.
Certainly great advice there. The largest airline at Laughlin Bullhead International Airport may be headed for a public stock offering. According to the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, the hedge fund that bought South Country Airlines 2 years ago is considering spinning off all or part of it in an initial public offering. Sun Country has flown to the Laughlin Bullhead Airport for most of its 35 years, but has always been a privately held company. It also has a local flight attendant base here. Its parent company, Apollo Management Group, has many investments in the tri-state area, including Caesars Entertainment and Harrah's Laughlin. They also hold Century 21 and Coldwell Banker Real Estate, Smart and Final, and LifePoint Health, which owns Valley View Medical Center down in Fort Mojave and Havasu Regional Medical Center in Lake Havasu City. Sun Country recently rebranded itself as an ultra-low-cost airline, but it continues to operate charters and schedule charters in and out of Laughlin for both of its sister companies. And its longest charter customer, the Riverside Resort. There's no word if taking Sun Country public will change its business model or affect its flights here. So we will wait and see on that. The Labor Day holiday means a change in plans for the monthly community forum hosted by Colorado River Union High School District Superintendent Todd Flora. The September open discussion has been moved from Monday until Friday, September 6th, just before the Mojave High Lake Havasu Golden Shovel football game. That's another good one there. It will be at the district office at 1004 Hancock in Bullhead City from 6 to 7. And of course, we'll have a reminder about that and updated information for you next week. But right now, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more news. Today's second look at weather is brought to you by Hospice Compassus, profoundly advancing the well-being and honoring the dignity of those we serve. For more information on our services, please give us a call, 928-763-6433. Now here's the weather. By Hospice Compassus, profoundly advancing the well-being and honoring the dignity of those we serve. For more information on our services, please give us a call, 928-763-6433.
Mojave Skin and Cancer in Laughlin and Bullhead City, serving our area since 1987. You don't have to be a sun worshiper to suffer from skin cancer. That's why it's important to see Dr. Dulot or any one of his associates regularly. You may not recognize the first signs of skin cancer. Mojave Skin and Cancer does. See them at 3650 South Point Circle, Suite 106 in Laughlin, and 2350 Miracle Mile Road in the Riverview Mall in Bullhead City.
20 million Americans without adequate internet speeds.
Rural areas are abandoned.
Electron is here.
Electron is the solution.
Electron. More internet.
And now, the Tri-State News with Tara Haywood.
And welcome back once again. It is with a heavy heart that we relay this next item. As many of you know, Phyllis Anderson, the longtime coordinator of the Comfort Zone Cancer Support, was a frequent guest on the morning show and a beloved friend to all of us here. With that said, we were all deeply saddened when Phyllis's dear friends Don and Bridget Arendt informed us of her passing earlier this week. She succumbed to her third battle with cancer early Tuesday morning in California. Phyllis left an indelible mark on the tri-state. Having survived 2 prior bouts with the deadly disease, she made it her mission to try to inform as many people as possible about prevention and screenings. 15 years ago, She also created Comfort Zone Cancer Support in Bullhead City. Comfort Zone was established not only to provide emotional support for cancer victims and their families, but to help with burdensome financial problems such as obtaining medicines that insurance didn't quite cover or prosthetic breast forms and wigs. Comfort Zone operated a gift shop for many years to help finance such expenses, and we here at TV2 would love to have Phyllis come on the show and promote the shop for their annual holiday sales. A big part of the shop was the assortment of knitted hats and blankets. Phyllis and her staff would gladly provide these items for free to those undergoing treatment. She always wanted people to feel beautiful and strong no matter how big of a battle they were fighting internally. Phyllis Anderson was an incredible human being who impacted countless lives in our area. We might go so far as to say that she saved hundreds of lives with her emphasis on educating the public and referring people to seek medical care immediately when they had questions or if something didn't feel just right. Phyllis was my very first guest on my Tara Talk segment, as you just saw, and she completely amazed me with her knowledge, compassion, and commitment to helping as many people as she possibly could. She was known for giving teddy bears to those who she felt needed them for whatever reason, whether they were personally battling cancer, or as in my case, if they had lost a loved one to that horrific disease. And she gave me one that day, and this little guy has been with me ever since. Phyllis, the world is a little less bright without you in it, but the impact you have had on it will forever live on. And on behalf of all of us here at TV2, we would like to once again extend our deepest condolences to all of Phyllis's family and friends. May God bless you all. Now, we have been told that there will be a forthcoming memorial service in the Bullhead City area, but details have not been made immediately available. Here's a nice story out of Kingman. On Wednesday, members of the Kingman Police Honor Guard were recognized for their contributions to the Kingman Veterans Treatment Court, or VTC. Over the past 4 years, the Kingman VTC has held 16 graduation ceremonies celebrating the graduation of 32 veterans. The KPD Honor Guard, along with Mojave County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard, has opened each ceremony with the presentation of our nation's colors. The VTC is a problem-solving court that is intended to serve veterans struggling with addiction, serious mental illness, PTSD, and/or recurring disorders, as well as any other issues that veterans may encounter, including housing, employment, and education. The court promotes sobriety, recovery, and stability through a coordinated response that involves cooperation and collaboration with the City Attorney, Defense Counsel, Veterans Administration, and other local agencies to give each participant the opportunity to be a productive, healthy veteran and citizen. Reporters don't usually like to make the news, but as we briefly mentioned earlier this week, we have some good news about one of the area's finest journalists. Rod Caton, the education and public safety reporter for the Mojave Valley Daily News, is recuperating in Phoenix today following a successful kidney transplant earlier this week at the Mayo Clinic. Caton had been on the transplant list for several years after his kidneys began failing, but fighting his battle largely privately. Several months ago, however, friends and community leaders went public with Rod's permission to launch a fundraising campaign to help with his many post-operative expenses, including housing in Phoenix during the outpatient care and frequent trips back and forth to Scottsdale for monitoring and tests. We here at TV2 wish him the best, along with a very speedy recovery. Now, I don't know if you heard us mention this or not, but there's a pretty big football game going on tonight. The Colorado River Union High School District does have some tips for you if you are planning to see crosstown rivals Mojave and River Valley High Schools kick off their inaugural River Bowl game held at the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse. Visitors are reminded to bring patience, but leave backpacks and chewing gum at home. Everyone attending will be subject to a security search. Prohibited items include, and may not be limited to, weapons, backpacks, outside food and drink, alcohol, illicit drugs, gum, tobacco products, sunflower seeds, air horns, better leave those at home for sure, balloons and confetti. As it is a school district campus, the entire field house, including the parking lot, is a tobacco-free area, and that includes vaping, and that's under Arizona law. Although the field house has been open since early May, this is the first event at which tickets will be sold. Fieldhouse General Manager Ed Catalfamo reminded those attending that discounted ticket prices remain unchanged, $5 for adults and $3 for students and seniors, if purchased online. A small online service fee will be added by the vendor, which is Eventbrite. The rate increases to $10 for adults and $5 for students and seniors, but that only applies to those who wait, so you might want to just go on to the website right now and buy your tickets. And you can see those tickets posted on both the Fieldhouse and the school district's Facebook pages, so you can just go to that and click on the link and it'll take you to where you can buy your tickets and save yourselves a few dollars. Now, there are more than 1,000 parking spaces at the Fieldhouse, but Catalfamo encouraged people to carpool or use off-site parking. 3 sets of shuttle buses will be available. Warm Sea is paying for one 55-passenger bus at both River Valley and Mojave High Schools, and they will depart from the front of each school at 5:45 and 6 p.m. respectively. The school shuttle will be on a first-come, first-served basis, and up to 8 school buses will shuttle people from the Fieldhouse to the nearby Mojave Crossroads Shopping Center. And the staging area for that is in front of the Halloween store, which of course was the former Bed Bath & Beyond. Once again, the game kicks off at 7 p.m. and if you can't make it, we've got you covered. It will be broadcast live right here on KLBC TV2, which you can get on CenturyLink here in Clark County, online, or on any of our social media platforms. And that is a look at this morning's news. But we'll be right back with more of Take 2.
This segment of the morning show is brought to you by Golden Nugget Laughlin. Experience a new kind of reward. Sign up for the 24 Karat Select Club today. Mojave Skin and Cancer in Laughlin and Bullhead City, serving our area since 1987. You don't have to be a sun worshiper to suffer from skin cancer. That's why it's important to see Dr. Dulot or any one of his associates regularly. You may not recognize the first signs of skin cancer. Mojave Skin and Cancer does. See them at 3650 South Point Circle, Suite 106 in Laughlin, and 2350 Miracle Mile Road in the Riverview Mall in Bullhead City.
If you have Medicare, listen up. Medicare alone only covers 80% of your costs, leaving you to pay the rest. Understanding all the options can be downright confusing. That's why I love Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. They search thousands of plans to find a plan that's right for you. Plans that have prescription drug coverage, dental and vision care. Some may eliminate your out-of-pocket costs, and no monthly premium.
Health Markets!
Representatives are standing by to assist you 24/7. Don't wait. Call now.
Don't let your kids go home to an empty house. The Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River provides safe and affordable after-school and summer programs, focusing on academic success, good character, healthy choices, and having fun with a purpose. These important programs are possible through the generosity of our community. Please contact the club to learn about programs for a young person in your life or how to become involved. At the Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River, great futures start here.
Today's morning show is brought to you by Hospice Compassus. At the heart of who we are stands compassion, integrity, and excellence. Call Hospice Compassus for more information.
So I have a question for you, for those of you who are watching live right now. How many of you noticed that I put my hair into a braid in between the news breaks? Because nobody here seemed to notice. And it was, I mean, ladies, when something's just not right in the morning and your hair's wet and you're trying to get everything done and there are just not enough hours in the day and you have to get all these news stories in. Well, anyway, no one noticed, but I'm sure somebody out there did.
Joe,
They're like, what? Oh,
wait.
Oh, really?
No.
You did? No one noticed.
I didn't actually, no. I was paying attention to the video, but Joe, this is what Joe Googled.
Oh my God! I did not look like that.
Not at all.
But my ponytail was just getting in the way a little bit, so.
I remember you putting it in a ponytail, but I don't remember the ponytail.
Yeah, well.
And now you have the braid.
Braid,
so I just felt
like to mix it up, I tell you. Oh, anyway, hey, you know what? Yesterday there was such a disturbing story that came across my desk, and if you live in Nevada, I'm sure if you watched any of the local news affiliates, you probably heard the story, but there was a random, unprovoked, just crazy attack in Las Vegas where a woman was outside of her shop around 5 a.m. and she noticed a man with a sledgehammer, and she called police, and while she was on the line with dispatch heard her scream, and then the line went dead. They have the suspect, they have him in custody. I don't have the name in front of me, but he's a 36-year-old man, and he just bludgeoned this woman to death with a sledgehammer, unprovoked. Him, yes. Just, can you, I mean, my gosh.
First, like...
Your life is snuffed out by just a random... he has to be mentally incapacitated. Definitely. He has to be, because the police found him nearby, covered in blood, still holding the sledgehammer. So, I mean, that's indicative of somebody who has serious mental health issues. But that's just so horrific.
And for it to be so random, I agree that there's definitely something going on there. I couldn't imagine having my life in that way. That would be one of the worst ways I could think of.
Oh.
But I also wouldn't want to be how hard would it be to be the 911 caller or operator on that at that time, like having to sit there and.
Yeah, I mean they are just they're incredible with what they do and what they hear. And, sometimes when they have to try to keep people calm in life or death situations, we hear them every now and again. They'll release the tapes when they do that, but that's just, yeah.
Another story that took place in Arizona, actually in Glendale, there was a veteran who had just returned from his second deployment in Afghanistan. He was at Denny's early one morning. It was 2:30 in the morning, so he probably just got through going out with friends or whatever, and they were eating to close out the night and go home. He was attacked by a 32-year-old as well in Denny's, and ended up hospitalized for it and had to undergo brain surgery.
Oh my gosh! Just
it says, according to the parents of the veteran, it said it was unprovoked. Whether it was or not, we don't know. We weren't there, but regardless, this poor veteran just did his second tour fighting for our freedom, and then ends up in the hospital and needing brain surgery because he was attacked. People were having to do CPR on site, and I mean, so far he's still alive, and hopefully he pulls through.
That reminds me, there was a horrific story back east. It was right after the Gulf, not the Gulf War, but when they overthrew Saddam Hussein. So it was around 2004. Oh. The Persian Gulf, the
Iraqi War.
I know. There was the Gulf War, and then there was the was it Operation Iraqi Freedom?
Yes,
right.
That's it.
So there was a returning National Guardsman who'd done 3 tours. He went out to celebrate with his friends, and he was a young man. He was in his 20s, early 20s, 24, I think he was, and he was standing outside of a nightclub, and a drunk guy, for whatever reason, decided he was just going to sucker punch him, this veteran. And from what I know, I don't know if he's still on life support after all these years? I don't know, but I know that he was declared brain dead, and he had literally just come home, was celebrating his return, and just a random sucker punch made this guy fall backwards, hit his head, and basically ended his life. It's so
I mean, the list goes on. Remember the lady on the bus and the old man?
Yeah.
I mean, that was just not long ago, and I'm trying to see if I can find an update on that, see if she's gone to trial or anything.
Oh.
But it's just people doing unnecessary things or acts of violence for no reason. You know, like, it's bad. Like, it's horrible to read these stories.
I know it is horrible to, you know, we always seem to end our shows with these terrible things. I was talking about an outbreak of hepatitis in New Jersey, and then come to find out later that night we hear that people were possibly exposed in Las Vegas to a worker at 7-Eleven apparently has hepatitis, and they think that people who ate any of the unpackaged foods, you know, like hot dogs or the taquitos they have on the spit there, they said that, you know, they could have been exposed to hepatitis A, but you never know.
Oh, that's so...
I know, and that's a terrible thing to... Let's just, you know what, let's end on a happy note. We're going to talk about the weather, but we're going to say just have a wonderful... Oh, we have Pet Watch. This is a happy note. Yes, we have it. We have our, ladies and gentlemen, Silver Rider Pet of the Week. Pets of the Week, is it?
Yes.
Now you expect me to have that paper again?
I'll do the first one, and if you haven't found
yeah,
out,
you're probably going to have to do both.
Let's go.
All right.
Alrighty, your first pet today is a domestic short-hair cream and orange tabby cat. He is 3 years old, and he was found at Anderson Ford. He has been available since the 17th of August, and he was trying to be an escape artist. He didn't want to stay in that cage. And you notice this is the cat that was behind him. He too is a male that's 3 years old, but he is a domestic short-hair gray tabby. And he was also found at Anderson Ford. They were found together, and they've both been available since August 17th.
Oh, cutie pies.
The back one was a little more nervous, and the front one was like all up on, let me get out of here.
Yeah, well, they both want to get out of there. And if you, ladies and gentlemen, have room in your hearts and your home, please go and take one, both. Yeah, of these little guys. They don't belong in there. None of those animals do.
And I'm a firm believer you can't just have one pet. You should always, you know,
have
get
a friend for your
them.
pet.
Yes. Or your pet, a pet, you know, whatever.
Oh my goodness. Do we need to take a look at the 5-day weather? All right, let's do that. And today's 5-day weather is brought to you by Golden Nugget, Laughlin, where it's nice and cool inside there, and they always have fun stuff going on. They have great live entertainment at Gold Diggers and tournaments with big prizes. You just definitely want to check it out. And you can take your obligatory tourist photo at the Golden Nugget.
Yes, I'm wondering if Joe ever got down there and did that.
I'm wondering.
Alrighty, over the next 5 days, your weather's going to look a little like this. Today, we have a high of 113 degrees with winds from the south at 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow, winds are from the south-southwest at 10 miles an hour with a high of 114 degrees, so they go up just a little bit. But on Sunday, they begin to drop at 4 degrees, in fact, to 110, 105 on Monday, and then back up a little bit to 108 on Tuesday. So not a horrible weekend.
It's hot.
Ottawa, though, is going to have a high of 74, Toronto at 74, Rochester at 76, New Haven at 85, and New York at 88 degrees. So warmer than there, at least.
Well, 88 degrees and humidity is kind of nasty over there, yes. And once again, our 5-day weather is brought to you by Golden Nugget Laughlin. Is that it? Are we done?
Oh.
We're done. That's it. Oh, thank you so much, Chad.
No problem, thank you.
Chris?
Here's a video.
Oh, that's funny.
That is funny. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I'll show that later.
Yes, show that later, definitely.
Hopefully there's music like that.
Joe, thank you.
You're welcome.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in, and have a wonderful, safe Labor Day weekend. We will see you all back here On Monday.
Bright and early.
Bright and early.
Today's morning show has been brought to you by
At Golden Nugget Laughlin. Experience a new kind of reward. Sign up for the 24 Karat Select Club today.
The preceding presentation of the morning show is intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the show without the express written consent of TV2 KLBC is strictly prohibited.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River encourages you to donate local, shop local, and support local at the club's thrift store in Bullhead City. Donate your gently used items. Shop at the thrift store for great bargains to support programs for our local youth. It's that easy. Also, volunteers are always needed. The Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River. Great futures start here.
Have you been thinking about relocating your existing business or even starting a new business? Laughlin Town Center is now under new ownership. Suites are available from 800 to over 2,000 square feet. The Laughlin Town Center is adjacent to the Needles Highway. An abundance of potential customers driving by every day, and there's plenty of parking along with well-manicured trees and shrubs surrounding the property. An absolutely awesome opportunity for your future. Call Mary Ellen Viraldi at 702-298-6542.
Your hometown station since 19